Hi everybody, Reinhard here, and today I'm doing a review of my new PC. And before I start, I have to mention that this video is not sponsored by any company or brand, and all the hardware and software you will see in this video is purchased with my own money. Today I'm recording this video with my GoPro Hero 5, and the sound is recorded via this small lavalier microphone to capture the sound from all directions. About 1 month ago I did an unboxing video of this new computer, and I got a request from a user called LeafDS, I think was his name or her name, to make a review, and so this is the reason why I try to do my best to make a review. And he was also asking which cooler is used in this system. And in terms of processor cooler, here you can see that the fan from Xilinx, the 1250 PWM, is used, and it's also called silent fan. And he also wanted to know how loud or silent this computer is. So now I turn it on. So I press the button now, and you will also see how fast the system is booting. So here we are. And I always get this message, I need to find out what this GPU fan helper is. Maybe some of you can help. I haven't found out so far what this is. And yeah, the computer, as we have seen already, is currently under the desk. And can you hear it? Yes, definitely you can hear it, but I wouldn't say that it is disturbing. And I can also show you the coolers or the fans. So here the red one is the CPU fan, and I also have this GTX 1070 graphics card, and as you might know, there are two fans also there on the bottom side, and also the housing of the PC has a cooler in the rear and also one in the front for sufficient cooling. And you see in idle mode it's very silent, and I have to say that so far I'm very happy with it. So it saves so much time in photo and video editing, and nerves also, and it's so much faster. And I also bought this this card reader here from Hammer, but the brand doesn't matter, and it's USB 3, and also the copying of the files is so much quicker. And for example, with the GoPro, with the micro SD card, I don't need any adapter. So here is the slot for the small one, here is the slot for the big one, and copying files is so much quicker than before. And yes, so now I want to show you some photo editing, some video editing, and also some gaming at the end maybe. So we jump now directly into the screen. So here we are on my desktop, and for capturing the screen I'm using the internal software of this GeForce graphics card. And now I'm opening Adobe Lightroom where I post-process all of my pictures. And I have now selected 5 pictures I have shot in Lilienfeld Abbey. and you can see that this is a panorama shot I did on a tripod, and now I'm stitching them together. Stitch panorama. And on my old notebook it was almost impossible to stitch 5 or more pictures together, and almost, I would say 3 are almost borderline and took very long time. And here you can see the preview already, and if I click now stitch, you can see how fast the process bar is here. And just takes him some seconds. And here is the finished panorama shot. And I also need to mention that these are all high resolution RAW files from my DSLR. And yeah, here is the finished stitched one. And you can see that the tripod wasn't leveled correctly and all the lines are not straight. But this can be done in post. So to see, I can just show you a very quick and dirty photo editing. Maybe I can correct the lines here just very quick with these help lines, and maybe 16:9 is working here well. Just a very rough idea of this edit. Maybe bringing the highlights slightly down, the shadows a bit up, add some micro contrast and dynamic, and yeah, some usual stuff. Maybe sharpen a bit. I shot this with ISO 100 and a long exposure, so I don't need to reduce the noise here. And yeah, so this is more or less the finished picture. Maybe add some warmer tones a bit. And yeah, this is it. And now you can export this. Also, this is very fast. If I export maybe in 2048, and it's also very quick here when exporting. So yeah, and if you zoom in here, you can see all the details, which is pretty nice here. And if you look at the size of the picture, it's about 9,000 times 5,000, so a really big picture. And if, for example, if you check now the finished file, which is this one, it's in this final exported resolution, it's about 1 megabyte, and it's just looking nice. And for internet uploads, it's more than enough, I would say. Normally I am using still less resolution for Facebook uploads, for example. Yes, and this is more or less the photo editing. And now I show you also some video editing in Premiere Pro. And also this software is booting very quick. And for example, this is the unboxing video I did in the past. And for example, I would say, and there's an i5 processor. You can see there are many clips in it and also some color correction in it, and this is in full. The preview is on full, and you can just go through it, and it's very fluid, so it's very nice. And on the notebook, for example, I have to go to the lowest and still wasn't very fluent, especially with color correction on it. And also exporting is very fast here. For example, this clip is about almost 8 minutes long, and the exporting in 1080p was about or less than 4 minutes, which is very fast. And on the older notebook I was rendering sometimes for 24 hours or so overnight, so this is very nice. And because it is called an high-end gaming PC, maybe one or another is also would like to know how the gaming performance of this computer is, and therefore I just bought for you 2 games, which is the Grand Theft Auto 5 and Project Cars 2. And what is really crazy is the size of the games nowadays. So if you go to maybe to games, you can see the Grand Theft Auto is about 74 gigabytes, which is absolutely insane. And I think there are 7 DVDs, and yeah, so I'm opening up. So here we are now directly in the game. I skipped the loading process to save some time, and here you can see that the details are incredible. So and to see what settings I'm using, when I opened the game the first time, I had a frame rate of 130, and then I maxed all the graphics setups, and then I had a frame rate lower than 30, so I had to push it down a bit again. So here you can see I'm using the 4K resolution, which is the highest for my monitor also, and also most of the settings are on high or very high. And you can see that in the game I have a frame rate here in the left corner of between 40 and 50, which is more than okay, I would say. No. So if you look at all the details and the textures, this is crazy. It's very good. It's not on the highest settings because it's then too slow, but it's on a very high level, I would say. And there is also the option to make a benchmark test to see the frame rate. And also here you can see that the frame rate is about 40 most of the time. So also here with the rain and the changing weather and the shadows and everything, so it's a very high detail here. I think this scene was now the lowest frame rate with 34 or so. But still very nice, and here again we are about 40. So now I skip this. So here we are back at the desktop, and now secondly I also want to show you the project cars too. And maybe I skip again the loading process. So here we are, this is the intro video. So just to get an overview about also the different cars possible in this game, and to see the graphics. But now I skip this and show you the in-game graphics. So I think I just start any game. Shouldn't take too long to start. So here you can see the game graphics, and if you look at the details of the car, it's very nice. And also here in this case I have everything on very high, the settings, and you can see also the details on the road and the textures and the trees and everything. It's very good graphics, I would say. Also the reflections in the car. But it is very hard to play with the keyboard. Almost impossible, I would say. But yeah, I just want to show you the graphics and not my driving performance. Yeah, with the keyboard it's almost impossible to play because you just have the keys which are 0 and full. So for gas and braking it's very hard to drive. But yeah, you can see graphics. And also here we have a frame rate about 50, which is very nice. And again, I'm in the war, and you can see that the wheels are running through all the time because I just can press the button and nothing between 0 and 1. And also I think the suspension is already a bit damaged because the car is going to the left. Yeah. So this is one round, and I think this is enough for the moment. So I will stop here and close it again. So I hope I could give you a nice overview about the performance of my new computer, and I hope you liked it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, and see you next time. Ciao! Oh, and I wish you a Merry Christmas! Bye bye!